On July 11th, we know that Conor McGregor is coming back to fight Max Holloway, and I really, really want to talk about this fight because Conor McGregor is in the mind state that he hasn't been in years. Um, he's talking about how he doesn't see any changes in Max Holloway's game, and to me, that's astonishing, right? And from a simplistic standpoint, I can see what he's saying. You know, Max's boxing has been the same for not much, not his entire career, but for the majority of his career, especially even around when he fought Conor McGregor, his boxing was still the same. You know, he still had the same techniques. And according to Conor, he believes that Max Holloway updated his skill level after he fought him. So I want to talk about that for a second. Conor is saying that he doesn't see any drastic changes in Max Holloway, and I kind of disagree. You know, people don't disagree, but I disagree. I think that Max Holloway is a much more skilled fighter, a much more skilled striker. His cardio has increased. His volume, the use of his volume has increased over the time. When we look at Max Holloway during his trilogy with Volk, right? The first fight, it was close. You know, it was close. Max Holloway did his thing. You know, the second fight, people had Max winning that fight, but Volk made a comeback to me. I think Volk won rounds 3, 4, and 5. But Max Holloway looked really, really good in that fight. His striking looked really good. And then we look at the Justin Gaethje fight, right? When Max first, as of recent time, when Max moved up to 155 to fight Justin Gaethje, he schooled Justin Gaethje on the feet. It was horrible. He going into the last 10 seconds of the fight when he knocked Justin Gaethje out, Max Holloway was up 4 rounds to 1, or maybe even 4-0, right? And he still made him stand in the middle, even though he was dominating Justin Gaethje throughout the entire fight. He was schooling him on the feet. He was way too fast for Justin Gaethje, and I feel like if Max goes into this fight understanding his abilities, understanding what he's good at, which is volume striking, which is landing strikes on you rapidly, throwing as many strikes, using his cardio, he's going to dominate Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor has not been in the octagon in 5 years, which means he hasn't fought UFC level competition in 5 years, and let alone fought someone like Max Holloway in 5 years, right? So if Max is going to this fight, going to 170, he's going to have letterman skill. Conor McGregor has been at 170 or around that weight training in the gym, which means he's probably fighting people around that weight range, which means he's going to be a little bit slower than Max, in my opinion. You know, Max has been at 155 for his last couple fights, and I think Max going up to 170 is dangerous. You know, he's going to be a dangerous fighter. He's going to be a lot faster. His cardio is going to be better. His chin. Imagine Max Holloway's chin is going to be better in this fight because he's going to have more fat around the jaw. He's going to be bigger. He's going to be stronger. He's going to have a better chin, which is insane to say about Max Holloway. I know his chin got cracked against Ilia Topuria, and we saw him get dropped a little bit against Dustin Poirier, but he's still Max Holloway. He still has a great chin. One of the best chins in UFC history, and now it's going to get even better because he's moving up another weight class. So I just think Conor McGregor needs to really rethink that and rethink what he's saying about how Max doesn't look different. I think he does. I think he's just a little bit better. I think Max Holloway is now in his prime. He's been in his prime for a few years. Max is only 33 years old. He's not that old. Okay, he's been in the UFC for a very, very long time because he started very young, but it may seem like he's old because of that, but he's not that old. You know what I mean? He's been in the UFC for what? Like, almost his entire, 20 years now? He's not that old. He's like 33, 34. So, I just think Conor McGregor needs to rewatch the tape. Rewatch the tape and understand that Max is different. Max is not the same. Maybe from a simplistic standpoint, some things might be the same. You know, maybe his grappling is still the same. But let's be real. He's a different fighter. He's a stronger fighter, more elite fighter. He's been a champion since then. So, I just think that's inaccurate. Now, let's get to Conor McGregor, right? We haven't seen our boy Conor fight in 5 years. This is going to be great. I'm excited to see him come back. Like, to me, this fight doesn't do much for Max Holloway in his career, other than get him to win back. He's not really fighting a ranked opponent, and he's not even fighting in his weight class. So, to me, this doesn't really do much for him. It's just for him to get. I'm just happy to see Conor back fighting in the cage, fighting someone like Max Holloway. Max Holloway getting a massive bag for this fight. Conor McGregor getting some money for this fight. But Conor, he's in the mindset right now that we haven't seen him in a very long time. We haven't seen Conor in this very focused mindset, this very, very stoic, very elite level athletic mindset where he is coming in there thinking he's the best fighter in the world, thinking he's way better than Max Holloway, right? And that's great. I mean, I'm so happy that he's back to that state where he feels like he can dominate anybody at any time. That's the Conor McGregor I miss. That's the Conor McGregor I love. That's the Conor McGregor that made me love fighting, right? So, what should Conor McGregor's game plan be, right? They fought already. You know, if you watch that tape, he sees that there's nothing much different. He sees that he already has a way to beat Max Holloway. And in my opinion, Conor should come out there and do some wrestling, man. And that's very astonishing to say, but I really do not advise that man to stand up in front of Max Holloway. This Max Holloway, right? I think Conor should come out there and wrestle, use his grappling that he has, use the minor wrestling ability that he has, and just use it and abuse it. You know what I mean? It's a 3-round fight for some reason. I'm pretty sure it's a 3-round fight as a main event, which is crazy to me. But yeah, use the wrestling a little bit, use the striking, obviously, but make it. Don't make it so clean. Don't be afraid to make it dirty, because we saw what Charles Oliveira. Not that Conor McGregor is anywhere close to Charles Oliveira's level in the grappling, but we saw what grappling does to Max Holloway. It slows his strikes down, right? As I said before, Max Holloway is a volume striker, right? He loves to throw strikes. He's like an avalanche, right? In the octagon. Conor McGregor needs to use the grappling, slow that avalanche down, and be able to really dissect him on the feet and just throw the grappling there as almost like a barricade to allowing Max Holloway to get his strikes going. Because once Max gets going, the fight's over. You know what I mean? Unless you're someone like Volkanovski, which Conor McGregor is not on Volkanovski's level. I'm sorry to break it to you. You're cooked, because once Max gets going, once he's in that tempo, once he finds his distance, he finds his range, he finds your mistakes, he finds your openings, it's a done deal, right? So Conor needs to go in there and use a little bit of wrestling, you know, slow Max down a little bit. What's on his side is the weight is a little bit on the side. He's going to be a little bit bigger and stronger than Max Holloway. Max Holloway's tall, but Conor's a little bit more stockier, a little bit more strong. He's been at 170 before. Max Holloway has never been fought at 170. And, yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really interesting fight, a really, really good fight. That card is one of the best cards I've ever seen. That card is really, really good. I think we got Patty and BSD on there. We got some really good fights on there. But yeah, this is going to be really good. I think Max is going to come out with a win. I just hope he doesn't knock him out. If he doesn't knock Conor out, I'll be happy with that. If Conor can come out of this fight not knocked out, I'll be so content, so happy with that, because then I know he can actually, you know, survive with a lesser opponent. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to discredit Conor McGregor at all, but I think he's discrediting Max Holloway is my problem. He's discrediting Max Holloway. He's looking down on Max Holloway already, and I just think that's not a good idea. But I think this is going to be a really good fight. I think both these guys are going to have a good experience. They're going to get a lot of money for this fight. I'm happy Max is getting this opportunity. I'm sorry Michael Chandler is not going to get the opportunity to fight Conor McGregor, but I don't think it's anybody better than Max. But yeah, this is going to be a really good experience. This card is insane. This is going to be a really, really good fight. I think Conor has a chance to... I don't think he's going to get dominated the whole time, but I think he has a chance to just get 30-27 for sure. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.